This week's lesson, Looking in the Eyes of the Bully. It's a role-playing and a bit of a survey to do. So it's a little bit of creative imagination and doing some not writing, but improvising a script with two other people based on these 5 character sketches. So what we want to look at this week is, what are some of the things that bullies do to make them be called a bully? Why is bullying called bullying? What does bullying look like? What is the behavior that a bully presents? How's a bully really good question? And then the other really good question, I think, is, once you're a bully, if you're a bully, is there ever a possibility of changing? Can you change and become a nice person once you recognize that, oh my gosh, I'm a bully, and admit that? I think realization and admitting it to yourself first is the very first point. Once you do that, then perhaps you're on your way to being able to change. But it is a very complex sociological, that's a big word, question, because in society, sociological means things that are in society, something that comes into a person's life because of the society that they live in. Now, the society that they live in could be the society of their own family home, could be the society of their friends, could be the society of their school. So there are lots of different circles that people walk in and live in. Those societies that they makes the rules, kind of, for how to live in that society successfully. And sometimes a bully is simply being a bully because they figure that it's the only way to live successfully in their society that they've got themselves into. But there are ways to break out. And I think a gang is a society, a group of people who are gathered together because they think that if they act in a certain way, they'll get love, they'll get attention, they'll get their needs met, they'll be secure. I mean, why do we like groups? All of us want to be loved. All of us want to be paid attention to. All of us need security. I'm going off the track here, but that's sort of an explanation of how society would play into how somebody becomes a bully. Well, here's 5 character sketches. I want you to listen to these. You get together with another person, 2 other people, decide which one of these character sketches you want to make a role play on, then you do a 5-minute role play on these characters. So, number 1, Susie. Susie has everything she needs in life. She comes from a perfect home. She has long, beautiful blonde hair. She has perfect teeth. She's on the debate team. She's a cheerleader. She's the class president. And she and her friends always sit at the same table in the lunchroom together. They don't ever change or go to any other table. Okay, that's Susie. 2 is Sam. Now, Sam is a little bit on the chubby side. He's a 6th grader when he really should be in the 7th grade. He's always alone in the lunchroom, and he always comes into class just after the bell rings, and he slams his books on the table, and he puts his feet up on the chair next to him. Sam never smiles, but he giggles a lot under his breath, and he says kind of unintelligible things to the guy next to him during tests. During recess, Sam plays dodgeball, and he throws the ball as hard as he can to hit somebody else and hurt them. That's Sam. Number 3 is Angela. Angela's very tall for her age. She's a 6th grader, but she towers over most of her friends and even some of her teachers. She's not a very good reader. Usually she takes a pass during the round-robin reading sessions. So that's Angela. Billy. He puts rocks on classmates' chairs before they come into class, and he giggles and laughs uproariously if they sit on those rocks before they notice they're there. He pokes his classmates in the ribs, and he laughs like crazy. And then if his classmates poke him back, He starts to cry, and he goes to tell the teacher. He hovers very closely over girls and says things like this. Oh, I'll carry your books home for you. Oh, give me your phone number, and we'll go out to the movies sometime. You're really cute. Hey, I bet I can do your homework for you. And half the time, hey, can I come over tonight? Things like that. Billy has bad breath. Okay, here's Autumn. Autumn number 5 here. Autumn is a 4th grade boy who is really small and cute. You might say he's even kind of pretty. He often says brilliant things about science and astronomy, but he can't read or write. Autumn sits at the computer all day, and he designs computer maze games, and he pretty much does nothing else all day long. Autumn is in special education, and his mother is a drug addict. She has a violent boyfriend, and Autumn has told at least one of his teachers that he had to run the guy off with a shotgun a couple of times. He misses the bus in the morning sometimes because his mom forgets to wake him up. That's Autumn. Now, this is your job. You and 2 teammates get 30 minutes to outline a 5-minute plot around one or more of these characters, but you only have 3 people in your role play, so one of them has to be the bully. Oh, I guess two could be the bully. Well, you decide that, but these are your characters you work with. And you'll have 30 minutes to work out your role play. But now there are 2 requirements that you have to stand by. It has to have a conflict, and it has to have a positive outcome. Can't end up with people getting in a fight or getting kicked out of school or anything bad. Okay. Now, some things to think about here. Remember that any conflict that you have, if you've ever had with anyone in the past, you can use that too. You don't have to stick by my characters, but use your own history, your own memory for coming up with conflicts that you've had with people. So use that. Think about some conflicts that you've had. Think about a positive outcome. If the conflict you were in didn't come out exactly right, think about what you could have done if you were in that situation again now, and what could you have done to make it better, to have the outcome come out better. And then, what does a bully look like? What do they do? Write a brief description. True or false? All kids in special education are bullied. True or false? Kids from other countries are never bullies. True or false? Kids from other countries are never bullied. True or false? Starving children are more likely to become bullies. True or false? Starving children are more likely to become bullies. So that's your lesson.
Angels are visiting my door again, brushing up my wings, teaching me to fly. Angels are visiting my door again, and their message is bright music of pure light. And I'm touching the sky, and I'm touching the sky, touching the sky, and I'm touching the sky. Angels are visiting my door again, brushing up my wings, teaching me to fly. Angels are visiting my door again, and the message is clear, music to my ear. And the message is clear, message is clear,